Female Focus is brought to you by the Charles Penzone Salons, Prime Outlets Jeffersonville, and by Capital City Cosmetic Surgery.
In tonight's Female Focus, we focus on fashion. Tomorrow, high style takes center stage at CCAD. It is the annual senior fashion show. Students in the fashion design program have been working for months and months to create collections for the runway. And I had the great pleasure of documenting one young designer's dream from concept to reality.
So this is my collection.
It all began with a streetscape in Charleston, South Carolina.
Specifically Rainbow Row, which is so beautiful.
A row of restored houses painted in Caribbean colors. They are the inspiration for designer Betsy Munn's collection of dresses, vintage in silhouette, mirroring the architecture of this southern landmark.
These each represent a different house in the Rainbow Row.
Creating a one-of-a-kind garment is a long and laborious process that begins with sketches, selecting fabric, then exact measurements.
That would be 16 1/4.
From this comes the fitting of blocks, the pattern from which Betsy's creation will grow, initially constructed entirely out of muslin.
You just do as much as you can to get a really good picture of the fit, and then from that point on you kind of make adjustments here and there, and then you correct your patterns and go back to the final fabric.
It looks fabulous just like this.
It is the process of which all designers must master if they want to go on to dress the masses. There are nips and tucks, and the silhouette takes shape. Under the watchful eye of fashion design chair, Suzanne Cotton.
You make a nice pattern, Betsy.
The next step is to use this pattern to create the dress in fabric.
It looks really vintage, and it kind of has like an iridescent quality to it because of the damask.
Betsy will spend weeks working on her creation, long days and nights alone, spent bringing her vision to life, and then the final fitting.
Hi!
I'm so excited to see it.
I know, I'm really excited to show you.
Even now there are some adjustments.
Do I need to pat it a little bit?
Minor tweaks, a button here, a stitch there, and then it's showtime.
It was so totally fun to make, and really fun for me to see come to life too.
It's beautiful.
She's something special, that one. Tomorrow, CCAD's senior fashion show is sold out, but that doesn't mean you can't experience it all. Join us for a half-hour special on 10 TV Saturday night, May 15th, 7 p.m. for a look at all the beautiful designs. That place oozes talent. Those people are going to go on to have fabulous careers.
They are. You got a custom one-off piece, huh?
Very excited. I MC. That's why I was able to do that. And I think we'll give it back to her for a collection she'll keep, but I get to wear it for a little while.
Great.
Yeah, very exciting.
Congratulations to her. We'll hear big things about her in the future. Chris Bradley, big things going on in the Weather Center tonight.
Yeah, lots to talk about tonight. First of all, we've got severe weather blowing into the area here this evening. Before the weekend's through, we may be talking frost, a dramatic cool down. We'll take you outside live. We have live cameras throughout central Ohio tonight in preparation for what could be a long night of severe weather. This is up at Post Road in 161. You can see the wind is really picking up. The wind's gusting as high as 25 to 30 miles per hour. Started the day in the 50s. Made it all the way up into the mid-80s. It's 88 right now down at Portsmouth. So with a huge change on the way, well, we've got severe weather and a tornado watch until 11 o'clock for areas north and west of Columbus. In the 10 TV viewing area, Hardin, Logan, Wyandotte, Marion, and Union County are probably at the greatest risk for tornadoes. The rest of us are going to see a hefty line of storms moving in here about 9, 10, 11 o'clock tonight, some of which could contain damaging winds and large hail. Here you can see the line of storms developing right now back in Indiana. It's been cloudy in Indiana. Once these storms move into the sunny skies of Ohio, we're anticipating they're really going to blow up into some very powerful storms here over the next couple hours. Here you can see a close-up look on live Doppler 10. Here's Fort Wayne, Indiana. There we are up into parts of Michigan, all the way back towards the Illinois line. So it's a very strong line. It's going to come in a couple waves. You can see we've got showers and storms developing out ahead of the actual cold front. These are the storms that could become what we call supercell thunderstorms, and that's when they start rotating and can actually produce tornadoes. This line will hit most of us, probably not going to contain tornadoes, but more likely damaging winds. So when does that get here in Columbus? We're thinking between 9 and 11 o'clock tonight. In fact, Futurecast shows right here the timeline. There's 10. Here we are at about midnight, and we've got showers and storms from Marysville over to Dublin, through Columbus, over to Washington Courthouse. This will move quickly to the east, and by tomorrow we're left with clouds, maybe a sprinkle or two, and sharply colder temperatures. We're going to drop 25 to 30 degrees tomorrow as compared to today. So a tornado watch, we're watching it. 51 will be the low. Tomorrow's high at just 55. The showers end, and it's going to be cool. In fact, there could even be some frost tomorrow night. We're down to 36 for the low, 38 our low Sunday night. Now for Mom's Day on Sunday, I think it's sunny at least. Things starting to calm down a little bit. 59 though. Again, Mom may need a jacket or a sweater if she's going to brunch. We're on top of the situation. AJ Smith is back with me here in the Doppler 10 Weather Center, and we will keep you updated throughout the night of any and all severe weather.
All right, Chris, we will be here. Thanks a lot. An investigation is underway after an organization is accused of misusing your tax money. Coming up, why a local shelter says money to spay and neuter pets may have been going to pay for animals that didn't even exist.
Time's running out. Have you done your Mother's Day shopping yet? We have some great ideas for last-minute shoppers looking for thoughtful gifts.
And the Friday Night Rush is on. Here's Karina Nova with tonight's Progressive Traffic Update. Karina?
Good evening. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people in a rush to get home for the weekend, so let's take a look at our slowest spots. We're seeing major delays on 71 southbound. You could see a lot of red cars there, and speed limits between 15 and 26 miles per hour as you head southbound there. And a look at 70 eastbound, very slow going as you head out to Reynoldsburg or Pickerington. You could see it's between 13 and 30 miles per hour. Right around Hamilton Road, we're told there might be an accident there, so it might be the problem that's causing all those slowdowns. And want to take you out to our traffic camera. This is on the north outer belt 270 at Smoky Row, kind of near Sawmill there, and you can see very slow going in both directions if you're heading up that way. That's it for your Progressive Insurance traffic update. We'll be right back.
Welcome to the Charles Penzone Grand Salon. I'm Deborah Penzone, president of the Charles Penzone Companies. Want the glam waves all the celebrities are wearing? Schedule an appointment with a Charles Penzone professional to achieve this trendy look. Start with a great cut and color. Finish with a flat iron and a mist of holding spray, and you're ready for a night out. Like what you see? Love how you feel. At Charles Penzone, our professionals will help you feel like an even better you.
You'll find everything for the woman who means the most to you at Kohl's Mom's Day Mega Sale this Friday through Sunday. You'll get incredible deals on amazing gifts during power hours, Friday 3 to 11 p.m. and Saturday 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. Like 50 to 60% off sleepwear and loungewear for her, and an extra 15% off fine and sterling silver jewelry, already 60% off. You'll also get mega savings on handbags and wallets. Kohl's Mom's Day Mega Sale this Friday through Sunday. Get in and make Mom proud. Kohl's. Expect great things.
You got the pirate paper plates, the pirate cake, pirate balloons, you even got him a real... Yeehaw! Cowboy. The party company sent you a cowboy. Well, moment of truth, Mom. Which 3G network do you trust to go to Bing to find a pirate character? Get Mom a great gift for under $30, like the Gateway LT for $29.99. But hurry, Mother's Day is May 9th. When you want your 3G network to work... Let's party! You want Verizon.
Make your home look great with products from Menards. Provide a finishing touch to your windows with Window Images blinds. Right now, all stock Window Images blinds are on sale. This 23-inch aluminum blind is $869. This 24-inch faux wood blind is $14.95. Plus, they can be custom trimmed to your exact width for free. Make cleaning easier with a new vacuum from Dirt Devil. This Breeze vacuum has swivel casters for better mobility and HEPA air filtration. Only $39.98 after rebate.
Save big money at Menards. That's a great hookup! One of the biggest Harpo hookups of all time. Plus, Cher, Justin Timberlake, will.i.am, and Usher next Oprah.
Monday at 4 on 10 TV.
Look forward to seeing you on May 15th, supporting Stefanie and Heather's team, wearing your pink wigs. Very colorful.
Just 1 week now until the race for the cure, and more businesses are joining in, including Tim Hortons, that will be selling these luscious pink donuts all weekend long, and all proceeds go to Komen. And there is still time for you to join Heather and Stefanie's team. The servers at Tommy's Diner on the Near West Side tried on their pink wigs this morning. They will be wearing their new do's and T-shirts on race day serving customers. They can't participate in the race since they'll be working, so this is their way of getting involved.
It gives them a little excitement too, you know, get out of the monotonous day-to-day Tommy's Diner shirts. And, you know, they feel like a part of the team. They really enjoy it, so they have fun with it.
This has become an annual tradition for our friends at Tommy's Diner as they don their pink wigs and T-shirts in honor of our special friends Heather Pick and Stefanie Spielman. We appreciate it. And starting this weekend, signing up for the team is as easy as a trip to the mall. You can register at Polaris Fashion Place starting tomorrow morning. Volunteers will be there for you throughout the weekend. Jerry?
Well, the nation will take some time this weekend to honor some very special women, mothers. Mother's Day is a time to shower mom with gifts and flowers, but there's another option for mothers with a sweet tooth. The staff at Edible Arrangements is working round the clock now to build chocolate-dipped fruit baskets for mom's big day.
Everybody's crazy. We have 5 extra temporary help that comes in on Mother's Day. We're open 7 days a week now, and we have delivery and pickups. We're still taking orders for Mother's Day.
You can get these tasty treats up until Sunday, but the workers prefer that you call in your order ahead of time. Now, some other popular options, anything that mom can use to pamper herself. Bed Bath & Beyond has everything from pedicure spas to moisturizing socks, plus some gifts that will save mom time, from an easy 1-cup coffee maker to the iRobot Roomba that vacuums the floor by itself.
Now you're talking.
Yeah, you know, in some ways, you know, those things that make her life easier that way, but, you know, that big hug.
Yep.
And just let her know that she's appreciated even counts more than that.
Yep, time spent. For sure. Well, some moms are calling a new kind of diaper dangerous.
Oh, yeah, here's Tracy Townsend with the big story she'll see at 5:30. Tracy.
Well, Jerry, just ahead, the complaint started on social media sites and caught the attention of the government.
Some parents complain a new diaper is hurting their babies. 10 TV travels to the top of the corporate ladder to get the answers.
Plus, the race for Ohio's U.S. Senate seat gets racy with the new attack ads, and we'll have reaction to them. We'll have these stories and more just ahead at 5:30. We'll see you then.
Wall-to-wall sports. Weekend nights at 11:35 only on WBNS 10 TV.
Hey driver, it's time to go. But then this is America. It's always time to go. So make sure you've got your AAA card. It guards against lockouts, breakdowns, and blowouts. It can make prices drop at over 100,000 stores, restaurants, and hotels around the country. And all this driving power is yours for just 15 cents a day. So let's get going already. AAA, the card of the American driver.
1980, he built a wall with Pink Floyd. 1990, he tore it down in Berlin. Now, 2010, he returns with his masterpiece of rock theater, Roger Waters' The Wall. Friday, October 22nd, the Schottenstein Center. All the songs from the legendary Pink Floyd album. Buy tickets now at LiveNation.com, Ticketmaster, or the Schottenstein Center ticket office. Roger Waters, The Wall.
It's our annual countdown clearance at Front Room Furnishings. Now through Tuesday, save even more on the foremost selection of quality living rooms around. All the best brands are included with 1-year free financing. Plus our selection of area rugs at 35 to 70% off. Front room style and front room quality. And no one will guess how little you paid. The countdown clearance, now through Tuesday at Front Room Furnishings, the living room experts.
Right. There I was at the UDF Dairy. Freshly made ice cream, vanilla, you know, it's cool. And there's this guy with these real Oreo cookies.
No way.
And not crumbs, my friend, but whole entire cookies.
That's big.
Yeah, the biggest. Well, long story short, I took as many as I could.
No way!
To the brim. And zingo! I'm here at the UDF, still fresh, and now full of delicious Oreo cookies.
You are the cone!
That's right, I am the cone!
Buy 1 dip of UDF or homemade and get your second dip free. Stop into United Dairy Farmers today.
This segment of 10 TV News HD is brought to you by Homemade Brand Ice Cream.
Now at 5:30, tracking storms around central Ohio tonight. We are watching these systems and the chance for severe weather very closely. We are under a tornado watch until at least 10 tonight. Thank you for joining us. I'm Tracy Townsend.
And I'm Kurt Ludlow. Take a look right now up in Union County. We've got a live shot there where there is some pretty big winds picking up there, I think. There we go. Other clouds in the sky there. Doesn't look too bad now, but Chris, you're tracking some pretty severe weather, huh?
Yeah, there could be some nasty storms in here a little later on tonight. As you mentioned, we're under a tornado watch till 11 o'clock, and conditions really seem favorable for tonight. It'll probably be the worst outbreak of severe weather we've seen this spring. Of course, it's been fairly quiet so far, so kind of a heads up if you have plans tonight. This runs until 11 for areas north and west of Columbus. You can see here on Live Doppler 10, so far, all the activity is still back in Indiana, just pushing now into far northwest Ohio. And it's coming into an area where we've seen temperatures in the mid-80s, and obviously that's warm enough that this could really spark some pretty big storms. Here they are, a little closer look back around Fort Wayne, Indiana. Again, headed right now for Toledo and headed for Lima and Findlay, but still a ways from us. Probably not looking at any severe weather here in the immediate area, the 10 TV viewing area, until after 7, and in Columbus till probably 9, 10, or 11 o'clock tonight. Big difference in temperature ahead and behind this cold front. It's 88 right now at Portsmouth, but look at Toledo. It's just 66, and that'll seem warm compared to what's on the way tomorrow. A big drop in the temperature for the weekend. I'll have the details straight ahead.
Thank you, Chris. And remember, you can track weather information while you're away from home. Go to 10tv.com on your smartphone. Tracy?
Well, Kurt, we told you about the investigation into new diapers from Pampers. Some parents are complaining, and the Consumer Product Safety Commission is looking into their complaints. Now, Ohio-based company Procter & Gamble is telling 10 TV its side of the story. 10 TV News reporter Maureen Kosat has the story you'll see only on 10.
Some parents complain the new diapers are hurting their babies, but Pampers calls the complaints false rumors fueled by social media.
What do you think, birthday girl?
Evie is celebrating her very first birthday, but mother Jessica Puro says her baby has already been through the ringer. In March, mom says Evie woke up screaming in the middle of the night.
I opened her diaper up. Her bottom was bloody. She had 2 large blisters. There was blood in the diaper. I mean, it was pretty scary.
Puro says Evie was wearing the new Dry Max Pamper, and she isn't alone in her concerns. Angry moms are congregating on Facebook, posting pictures of severe rashes and blisters they say resemble chemical burns. 10 TV traveled to Cincinnati, where Ohio-based Procter & Gamble spent 10 years developing Dry Max, touted as the driest pamper ever.
It's unfortunate that the social media environment has created this scare.
The company says it tested Pampers Dry Max on 20,000 babies, more than 300,000 diaper changes, and says pediatric dermatologists insist the babies are suffering from common severe diaper rash.
Any parent should be worried if they thought their baby might get chemical burns. I would be horrified. There is not one single case of Pampers with Dry Max that is associated with chemical burn. We have not seen one baby that has a chemical burn.
Jessica Puro says she made the switch to cloth diapers, and Evie is rash-free. She says she doesn't trust Pampers anymore.
They really need to own up and show some or take some responsibility instead of blaming it on parents.
But the company blames the social media for creating a scare and spreading hype.
I think they're misleading parents, and they're causing undue harm, and it's creating a scare that honestly I don't think should be out there, which is really why we want to tell our side of the story.
Pampers says bottom line, the diapers were tested on thousands of babies, and the company stands by its product. In Cincinnati, Maureen Kosat, 10 TV News.
And Procter & Gamble says concerned parents should contact the company. If your child is currently experiencing severe diaper rash, the company could make arrangements for your infant to see a pediatric dermatologist.
Police raiding a home for drugs found much more to the surprise of everyone, including the neighbors. More than a dozen pit bulls. The discovery was in Whitehall on Bernard Road, south of Port Columbus. As 10 TV's Patrick Bell explains, the owner's mistakes may cost the dogs their lives.
A peaceful Whitehall neighborhood with a very large, very noisy problem.
The total number of the dogs was 19.
14 of those were puppies, very young, 2 weeks old.
And all of these pit bulls, investigators say, belong to just one man, John Peterman.
We ended up at Mr. Peterman's house when serving a narcotic search warrant.
Officers raided the place Thursday morning looking for drug trafficking evidence. What they found, however, they just couldn't believe.
When we made entry, that's when we discovered all the dogs.
5 dogs, one of them pregnant, and litters of puppies. And while the pit bulls weren't found malnourished or living in poor conditions, Peterman police say didn't have any business owning them.
Charged a total of 30 counts. That included registration violations, the number of dogs he had, failure to have insurance.
Peterman appeared in Franklin County Court today to face felony drug charges. Records indicate the 30 animal-related counts are misdemeanors. We headed to his home to see if he made bail.
Looking for John? Is John around?
But this woman told me he was still behind bars. As for the dogs, they're being held at Franklin County Animal Shelter. And since Ohio law defines pit bulls as aggressive animals, they likely could be, depending on the outcome of legal proceedings, euthanized. In Whitehall, Patrick Bell, 10 TV News.
And Patrick dug deeper into John Peterman's background and discovered he's been in trouble before, recently faced felony drug abuse charges, along with domestic violence and aggravated menacing charges. In 2002, court records show he pled no contest to a failure to have insurance for a vicious dog.
A Cincinnati mother is facing charges tonight after her daughter is left alone in a store. The toddler was found walking around a Walmart in the Westwood area of Cincinnati Thursday evening. Surveillance video shows the child enter the store with a woman, not the girl's mother. Then the woman leaves alone just 10 minutes later. Police are still trying to find that woman. The toddler's mother is being charged with child endangerment and will face a judge about custody of the 3-year-old and 10 other children.
The VIP treatment for an Ohio man who spent 29 years in prison for a rape he did not commit. 52-year-old Raymond Towler walked out of court a free man this week after DNA evidence helped prove he was innocent. Towler told reporters he watched the Cleveland Cavaliers games from prison on a small TV. Now he will get a chance to see the Cavs play in person. The team will host Towler at Tuesday night's playoff game against the Celtics. They'll even have a ceremony for him before the game. Another fire department medic nearly stolen while responding to an emergency in Columbus, and it's the second time this week. New at 6, how it happened and what firefighters are doing to make sure it doesn't happen again.
And get this, racy ads in the run for Ohio's U.S. Senate seat. Tonight, the ad that is raising eyebrows and reactions. Chris?
Things so quiet across the Columbus metro area right now, although we are anticipating strong storms later. Here's live Doppler 10 across Franklin County, but as we pan the radar north and west, here are the storms. We'll track when they will arrive here in your neighborhood. That's coming up.
Your metro parks have miles and miles of trails, perfect for going nowhere in particular. Connecting with nature as you wind through forest and open prairie, maybe stopping by the water's edge. But here at Three Creeks Metro Park, you can make another kind of connection on the growing Greenway Trail system that can take you all over Franklin County. So whatever your destination or means of transportation, your Metro Parks can set you on the road to adventure.
10 TV gives you a new way to look at traffic, up close and in real time.
Some good news for your commute today.
Our exclusive network tracks the flow of cars and trucks on every mile of every Central Ohio freeway, and we break down all that data to get you where you're going. From real-time slowdowns and live travel cams to accidents and construction, right down to the street.
To be the accident mapped out right here.
Beat the rush and see traffic in a whole new way. Progressive Insurance traffic in real time, only on 10 TV.
This is Angela Pace with a 10 TV Community Connection. Play ball and raise money to help fight multiple myeloma. Log on for details.
Brought to you by the injury lawyers at Elk & Elk. Elk & Elk, serious lawyers for serious injuries.
Make Mother's Day special with a trip to Kroger, where you can pick up florist quality flowers that'll warm Mom's heart. Choose from a variety of mixed bouquets, or give her a beautiful hanging basket of flowers for just $7.99. And stunning private selection roses are just $12.99 a dozen. She's the best, so let her know how much you love her. Have a happy Mother's Day. Get more value for the way you live at Kroger.
Don't wait until summer. Now is the time to call Buckeye Heating and Cooling for a new Lennox air conditioner before it gets hot. I've never seen rebates so high. $300, $800, $1,000, up to $1,400 in Lennox rebates. Add a $1,500 tax credit, and you can save up to $2,900 on your new system. And if you have it installed before May 21st, we will give you a 10-year parts and labor warranty free. So don't wait. Call 888-HEAT today. Buckeye, the home heating and cooling specialists.
Rosati Windows, the best buying experience in the business.
Replacement windows are an excellent investment, and there are a number of reasons why. Energy efficiency, of course, is number one with a lot of people right now. Ease of cleaning. It makes the house look new. It helps with resale of the home. Once a sales rep comes to your home, it's a pretty easy process. There's no high pressure allowed in this company. We're there to educate, to show you what we have, and to leave you with a quote. And then it's up to you.
A down day on Wall Street just one day after that big market scare. Meanwhile, the feds are looking into yesterday's market collapse, trying to figure out how a computer sell-off knocked the Dow Jones Industrial Average down nearly 1,000 points in just 30 minutes. The market partially recovered before the closing bell. Here's a look at the numbers today. The Dow lost 140 to close at 10,380. The NASDAQ off 54, making for a down week all in all. Trace?
Investigators in Cincinnati are trying to determine what killed a city worker and sent 3 firefighters to the hospital. The city worker opened a manhole and was overcome by fumes. He then fell into the hole and died. 3 firefighters responded to that scene, but they too were affected by those unknown fumes. Right now, the investigation is as they try to figure out what caused those deadly fumes.
If you're near the State House today, you may see a little bit of history coming to life. Pretty neat, huh? Civil War reenactors will be on the West Lawn offering living history lessons during a Civil War encampment of Union Army troops. The troops used the Ohio State House grounds and interior as they awaited their orders to depart for combat. You can catch all the action tomorrow beginning at 9 a.m.
Some retailers are fed up with transaction fees, how each swipe adds up at the store, and how companies hope customers can help curtail those fees.
Tracking storms and chances for severe weather in central Ohio tonight. Chris is tracking the systems and has details in the full forecast.
Plus, Churchill Downs has nothing on Columbus. Big Hat's out for a big fundraiser. We'll take you to Hat Day. Kurt and I'll be right back.
Last year, Crime Tracker 10's sex offender suite took 9 of the top 10 fugitives off the street. Now, we're doing it again.
Did you find another one?
Monday, 10 TV goes on the hunt with U.S. Marshals to find Central Ohio's most wanted sex offenders.
We'll show you who they are. Then it's your turn. Call us and tell us where they live.
The story giving you the chance to protect your neighborhood by taking action. Crime Tracker 10, Sex Offender Suite. Monday, starting at 5 on 10 TV News HD.
Discount Drug Mart has a perfect way to express your feelings for mom this Mother's Day with ambassador greeting cards, candies, fragrances, and much more. Plus, we're open every day of the year, including Sundays.
COPD makes it hard for me to breathe, but with Advair, I'm breathing better. So I can join the fun at my family barbecue.
For people with COPD, including chronic bronchitis, emphysema, or both, great news. Advair helps significantly improve lung function. While nothing can reverse COPD, Advair is different from most other medications because it contains both an anti-inflammatory and a long-acting bronchodilator working together to help you breathe better. Advair won't replace fast-acting inhalers for sudden symptoms and should not be used more than twice a day. People with COPD taking Advair may have a higher chance of pneumonia. Advair may increase your risk of osteoporosis and some eye problems. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking Advair.
I'm glad you came, Grandma. Oh, me too. If COPD is still making it hard to breathe, ask your doctor if including Advair will help improve your lung function for better breathing.
Get your first full prescription free and save on refills.
It starts at 11 a.m. Friday. It ends at 9 p.m. Saturday. It's Ashley Furniture Home Store's 2-day sale. Take 20% off our everyday low prices or pay no interest for 4 years. Friday and Saturday only at Ashley Furniture Home Store.
Nissan's National TED event is going on now. We've made them capable and award-winning. We've made them dependable and inspiring. Now, we've made them easier to get, like Nissan Altima, $199 per month, or 0% financing on most new Nissans. Get to a Nissan dealer today. Hurry, Nissan's National TED event ends soon.
It has amazed me over the years to watch insurance companies treat accident victims with blatant contempt and disrespect. Call Cecil and Geyser 222-4444.
We are tracking the chance for severe weather tonight around central Ohio. This is a live look from Union County, where, as you can see by the trees there, the wind is starting to pick up. We will talk with Live Doppler 10 Chief Meteorologist Chris Bradley in just a couple of minutes. Kurt?
Well, right on the heels of new federal credit card rules, a new nationwide push is underway to limit what banks can charge retailers when customers swipe their credit cards. 10 TV's Chuck Strickler has more on the debate and what it means for you.
Every time you swipe your plastic, businesses get charged an interchange fee. And now some of those retailers like Speedway say enough is enough. Workers at this West Columbus store have just handed in 1,000 signatures in a company-wide petition to limit those fees and pressure Congress. An online campaign is also trying to sign people up for the cause. Retailers say this fee forces them to pass on the extra cost to customers. Dan Nelson signed the petition.
I feel that I'm the customer. I shouldn't have to pay more if I'm making a purchase. So why should I pay those fees?
The fee is nearly 2 cents of every dollar spent and eats into retailer profits. The anti-fee websites say credit card issuers earned $48 billion in swipe fees in 2008. That's triple what they collected in 2001. But the banking industry says that's because more people use credit cards now than before as the most convenient way to pay.
It certainly looks like the merchants want to get the benefits of the lower costs, the protection against fraud, protection against bounced checks, and not pay their fair share for supporting that infrastructure.
Speedway hopes to hand in 1 million signatures to Congress. And just this week, 3 amendments were introduced to a sweeping financial reform bill in the Senate to limit swipe fees. The banking industry hopes politicians won't set fixed prices in a free market economy.
A lot of consumers are going to see this for what it is.
A debate that will go on as more people use their plastic. In West Columbus, Chuck Strickler, 10 TV News.
The Merchants Payments Coalition says Americans pay the highest swipe fees in the industrialized world, 3 times what British consumers pay.
Well, now we want to head over to the Weather Center. Meteorologist Chris Bradley's been busy all afternoon.
And it's going to get even busier. Hey, Chris?
That's right. We've got some strong storms just pushing into Ohio right now. They're not going to get into the Columbus area or central Ohio till after 7 o'clock. But you can see here the area north and west of Columbus under a tornado watch. This goes until 11 o'clock tonight. And of all those counties you see there, there's a handful we're especially concerned about. If you're in Hardin, Logan, Wyandotte, Marion, or Union counties, we think there's a much greater risk of a tornado there than, let's say, even here in Columbus. So it's kind of north and west of Columbus where we think these storms will be even more severe. Now, here's the line coming in, and it's going to continue to build here over the next couple hours. It's coming out of Indiana right now, and we actually just had our first warning. Now, this is a thunderstorm warning. This is up in Paulding County, and let's see, Defiance County. That's all up in the northern part of the state right now, but we'll continue to monitor as these push our way. Now, I want to talk about the arrival time here in Columbus. Looks like the storm will get here sometime between 9 and 11 o'clock tonight. Now, there may be a few renegade storms out ahead of it. Those are the ones I'm most concerned about, and that could occur sometime between 7 and 9. The actual line will be in here 9 to 11, so if you have plans between now and then, you're probably going to be okay. Let's time it for you with our hour-by-hour futurecast. Here we are at 8. You can see the storms back here across northern Indiana, southern Michigan. Notice how they quickly develop and move into the northwest corner of the state by 10. Into the Columbus area, so they're in Marion and in Delaware, and into Columbus by about midnight. May even be here a little sooner than that. It may be around 11. And this line will build all the way south, so even though you're not under the tornado watch, places like Chillicothe, Portsmouth still will be under the gun for storms a little bit later on tonight. Now, here we are at 2 a.m. It looks like they're already pushing out of Ohio. And behind this, a dramatic drop in the temperature. We're talking 85 for our high temperature today. Tomorrow, we're only in the middle 50s. And you can see here hour by hour as we take you through tomorrow. Can't guarantee a dry day. It's just a spotty shower, maybe a sprinkle, but certainly a lot cooler. So the details. Tornado watch, severe storms, and 51. Winds will be gusty, too. They're going to be out of the west at 10 to 20. They could gust as high as 40 miles per hour, and even higher in thunderstorms. So winds may well be our primary threat. Even though we're under a tornado watch, damaging winds could certainly be a problem. Could be strong enough to knock trees and power lines down later tonight. The showers end. It's cooler, 55 tomorrow. Still going to be very windy. Winds out of the west at 15 to 25. And as we look ahead here, there's Sunday. Our high temperature is just 59. That's Mom's Day there. I wish I had better news. We're talking a lot about the severe weather, but something else that may impact you this weekend, it's going to be the cold temperatures at night. I think there may be some frost Sunday morning and again Monday morning. That's because readings are going to be in the middle 30s, right around 36 on Sunday morning, and there you see Monday morning where our temperature is right around 38 degrees. One more thing before we go here, guys. I want to show you, this is something we're going to be using here as we go through the night, and this is our 3D view where we can literally just slice right through the storms. Now right now, the tallest thunderstorm top we have is about 35,000 feet. So you can see right here, let me step out of the way here, if we can go back in front of the weather wall, you can see here at 35,166 feet, that's tall enough to start causing damage, hail, and even that potential for some rotation. So that's what we're going to be monitoring as all of this pushes its way into central Ohio. We'll track it for you.
All right, Chris, thank you. Your mail carrier is asking you to leave more than just outgoing letters at the mailbox tomorrow. They're asking for food. Columbus Postal Carriers will be collecting non-perishable food items on their routes tomorrow, part of the Stamp Out Hunger Food Drive, sponsored by the National Association of Letter Carriers. They're asking for your help to feed the millions of people who are struggling this year, so leave non-perishable items by your mailbox in the morning.
Well, it's an annual rite of spring, Hat Day at the Franklin Park Conservatory, and on this, the 10th anniversary of the fundraising event, a record crowd, nearly 650 women and a few dapper men donned their best chapeau for the luncheon and fashion show.
This is a very important event. Of our development budget for our development business unit, this accounts for about, with the other fundraisers, about 40% of the income for the year.
Today's event raised $275,000 to support the conservatory's community gardening and education programs. It was a great time.
I know.
Very fun time.
I want to see a picture of you in that hat.
To get one for you.
New attack ads in the race to become Ohio's new U.S. Senator.
And at least this ad is being called racy, response to the new approach in the Senate campaign.
First, though, here's Andrea Cameron with the big stories you'll see all new at 6. Andrea?
Kurt, Tracy, we continue to track the risk for severe weather in central Ohio tonight. New at 6, the experts show us the safest place to be inside your home when a storm hits. And depending on where you live, it could be different. It was nearly the second time in a week how an emergency medical vehicle was nearly stolen, and the effort to protect other medic units. And Crime Tracker 10 uncovers a growing problem for mail carriers that could affect your mail delivery. These stories and much more coming up next when we see you at 6. Tracy?
Andrea, thanks. Karina Nova joins us now with your Progressive Insurance traffic update.
Tracy, I want to tell you about an accident on Cleveland Avenue that has an intersection blocked right now. It's a serious crash, 2 cars involved, so it has Cleveland Avenue closed off right there at 18th. So if you're heading that way, you'll want to take an alternate, and there's plenty of good side streets to get around that one. Still want to show you the long delays that we're seeing on 70 eastbound for anyone that's heading out east to Reynoldsburg, Pickerington, Blacklake, anywhere that way. You can see speed limits down to 28 miles per hour and down to 20 right there at 270. So slow going there. And on our traffic cameras, we can see a lot of delays up on 270. This is near 315. The eastbound lanes are the heaviest, and it's slow at Sawmill Road as well. And if we jump over to 270 at 33, now this is on the southeast side, slow going out to Canal Winchester and Lancaster tonight. The headlights there heading southeast, so that's another slow area as well. That's your Progressive traffic update. Stay with us. We're going to be right back.
Join the In Crowd, the Montgomery In Crowd, for world-famous ribs and chips and a whole lot more. The Montgomery Inn is the place to meet with friends and family for lunch, dinner, or after work just for a good time. Montgomery Inn is located at the shops at River Ridge, across the river in Dublin.
Giving back to the community is so important to Jack, me, and our entire family. We are very proud that the memorial impacts thousands through our charitable programs.
Bears for Children's is one of those initiatives, raising more than $885,000 since its inception for the Memorial Tournament NICU at Nationwide Children's Hospital. Join 10 TV, Time Warner Cable, and the Memorial Tournament in support of pediatric care. Buy your own or donate a bear to a child at Children's. Visit thememorialtournament.com or call the number on your screen.
Right, there I was at the UDF Dairy. Freshly made ice cream, vanilla, it's cool. And there's this guy with these real Oreo cookies.
No way.
And not crumbs, my friend, but whole entire cookies.
That's big.
Yeah, the biggest. Well, long story short, I took as many as I could.
No way.
To the brim. And zingo! I'm here at the UDF, still fresh, and now full of delicious Oreo cookies.
You are the cone.
That's right, I am the cone.
Buy one dip of UDF or homemade and get your second dip free. Stop into United Dairy Farmers today.
This weekend at American Freight, Simmons closeout living room groups, this sofa and love seat, both $398. That's both sofa and love seat, only $398 complete. Simmons recliners, $198. Bring your pickup truck van, same day delivery, free layaway. Come to the loading docks this weekend only at American Freight, 5055 East Main, I-71 in Morris, 4701 Roberts Road, I-270 in West Broad, and in Delaware across from Oakland Nursery.
Allergies? Chlortrimeton. Hey, one dose of this, 6-hour relief. Chlortrimeton relieves itchy, watery eyes and sneezing for 12 full hours with less drowsiness than Benadryl. It does all that? Chlortrimeton, less drowsy relief that lasts 12 hours.
When it comes to constipation relief, Miralax is the one. It's the one recommended by more doctors.
Only Miralax is clinically proven to relieve constipation with no harsh side effects.
Miralax is the only one.
Restore your body's natural rhythm with Miralax.
The 10 TV Health and Fitness Expo is coming back to Columbus August 21st and 22nd at the Greater Columbus Convention Center. This free event has health screenings, wellness information, kids activities, great giveaways, healthy cooking demonstrations, and the chance to meet national celebrities. So join me at the 10 TV Health and Fitness Expo and commit to be fit.
To find out how your business or organization can get involved, call 614-340-1572 or go to 10tv.com/help.
Join the In Crowd, the Montgomery In Crowd, for world-famous ribs and chips and a whole lot more. The Montgomery Inn is the place to meet with friends and family for lunch, dinner, or after work just for a good time. Montgomery Inn is located at the shops at River Ridge, across the river in Dublin.
A new political ad by the National Republican Senatorial Committee has been condemned by Ohio's GOP candidate for Senate. The NRSC posted the ad on their website. It shows a shirtless Democratic candidate, Lee Fisher. The picture was taken by Fisher's son for a documentary several years ago. Well, now the NRSC is trying to use it against Fisher. Republican candidate Rob Portman tried to distance himself from it all.
It has nothing to do with our campaign. We have no control over it. And by the way, I not only think it's in poor taste, we've communicated that.
The Portman camp is quick to point out that they've been the victim of negative attacks on the web too, including a parody website that questions Portman's stance and efforts in Washington. The Fisher campaign poked a little fun at the ad. A campaign spokesman said, quote, "We invite the hundreds of thousands of Ohioans who have lost their shirts in the Bush-Portman recession to join our campaign." Kurt?
Well, this Sunday is Mother's Day, and tonight we want to know what makes your mom so special. Here are some responses. Stefanie writes, says, "My mom is special because she has always been there for me and is one of my closest friends. My mother-in-law is special because she raised my wonderful husband, and both of them are pretty awesome grandmas to our little boy." Just Lynn says, "My mother taught me so many life lessons that I never understood when I was younger. She was about tough love and preparing yourself for the trials and tribulations of life, and I'm so glad she did." What makes Jerry Gatewood's mom so special? Because she's mom.
Sweet. Well, happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. That does it for us at 5:30. 10 TV News HD at 6 starts right now.
Now at 6 on 10 TV News HD.
A chance for severe weather, maybe even tornadoes tonight. I'm tracking when they will arrive.
A weather radio, food, water, and a flashlight. Just some of the supplies you need with severe weather on the way. But do you know where the safest place is to find shelter? We'll show you.
He was the state's attorney general. Now he's the one in front of a judge. Marc Dann is saying what he's saying after pleading guilty to crimes while in office.
And another medic unit nearly stolen while responding to an emergency in Columbus. How it happened and what firefighters are doing now to make sure it doesn't happen again. On 10 TV News HD at 6.
From Central Ohio's news leader, presented in high definition, this is 10 TV News HD.
Take a look at the color. A band of severe weather making its way toward Ohio right now. Good evening, everybody, and thanks for joining us at 6. I'm Andrea Camburn.
And I'm Jerry Revis. There is a chance these storms could create severe weather tonight. Let's get right to Chris Bradley, who's tracking when the storms will get here. Chris.
Yeah, we are under a tornado watch until 11 o'clock tonight. There is the threat for damaging winds, large hail, and even tornadoes between now and about midnight. Looks like in the Columbus area, our greatest risk is right around 9 o'clock or so. You can see here on the radar in motion, these storms are just now coming in from Indiana. Storms firing across northwest Ohio. In fact, we've got a severe thunderstorm warning right now up in the far northern part of the state. You can see it right up here across Defiance County. And we're starting to see some of these storms building even a little bit farther south across the Miami Valley. Put the radar in motion. Look right here over around Interstate 75. The atmosphere is unstable, they could quickly fire up, and they could rotate. There could be some tornadoes, so we'll be tracking it all. And I'll have an update in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Chris, and stay with 10 TV as we continue to track storm chances tonight. And coming up in just a few minutes, we'll debunk some of those myths to show you the safest place in your home during a storm.
Jerry, Ohio's former Attorney General now has a rap sheet. Marc Dann pleaded guilty today to a pair of crimes that he committed while in office. Investigative reporter Paul Aker has Dann's reaction to those crimes.
Once a crime crusader, today a criminal. Former Attorney General Marc Dann admitted to crimes of his own.
Guilty, Your Honor.
Dan's attorney said the words, but Dan himself accepted the blame for misdemeanors he committed while in office.
Your Honor, I take full responsibility for the mistakes that I've made. To resign as Attorney General effective immediately.
Dan's fall began 2 years ago. A sex scandal forced his resignation. It also spurred a series of 10 Investigates reports.
10 Investigates analyzed return checks from the Dan campaign account.
We discovered a pattern of suspicious payments from Dan's political accounts. They included paying the rent for this Dublin condo for himself and his aides/roommates. Tens of thousands in payments to his friend Leo Jennings, who was also working for Dan's office. And illegal payments ethics investigators found going to friend and aide Anthony Gutierrez. All of that led to the charges. Dan blamed bad advice.
I relied on the advice of counsel.
That's why Dan says he agonized over his guilty plea.
It was an excruciatingly difficult decision.
His decision brought $1,000 in fines, 500 hours of community service, and a chance he'll lose his law license. Dan still hopes to convince those who investigate his fitness as an attorney that he's honest.
I hope that I'll be able to make a strong case through the disciplinary process that the acts involved in this didn't involve there was no benefit to me whatsoever.
And that's a big point that he makes, that he did not benefit. Prosecutor Ron O'Brien and Ethics Chief David Friel worked this case for 2 years. They both say they're pleased with the sentence. As for Dan, he still has some struggles. He's going through a divorce, and he'll have a hard fight keeping that law license. He says he hopes to find peace in the future. For 10 Investigates, I'm Paul Aker.
Thanks, Paul. Well, a Cardington man is facing federal charges tonight for allegedly producing child pornography. 45-year-old Stephen Tackett is accused of sharing sexually explicit photos of an 8-year-old girl on an internet photo sharing site. A federal investigation revealed the pictures were taken with a cell phone camera belonging to Tackett. If convicted, he faces a mandatory 15 years in prison.
10 TV has learned investigators are looking into a veterinary hospital they say defrauded the Capital Area Humane Society and Franklin County taxpayers. New at 6, 10 TV's Andy Hirsch explains how investigators think they did it.
Capital Area Humane Society has been dealing with Franklin County's cat overpopulation problem for years. In 2008, with grant money from county commissioners, it started Advocat, a program to help people spay and neuter cats. Basically, people bring the animals to one of 33 participating vets, get the surgery for little to no cost, and the vet sends a voucher to Capital for reimbursement. But 10 TV obtained court documents showing one of those vets is accused of defrauding the system through unauthorized use of vouchers. Capital hospital grew suspicious in 2009 and started calling hundreds of people listed on those voucher applications. They got responses such as, "I don't own a cat." Several people said they had no knowledge of the program. One woman told them she doesn't even like cats. The vet has collected nearly $30,000 from the program. The sheriff's office seized records from the facility. We're not identifying them because no charges have been filed. Neither the Humane Society nor the sheriff's office would talk with 10 TV because the investigation is ongoing. Andy Hirsch, 10 TV News.
And investigators say they can't determine the full extent of the alleged fraud until they can sift through all of those records. We'll keep you posted.
Newark police have a new sighting on a man suspected of trying to lure kids into his truck. Officers say a child reported a man in a red pickup trying to convince him to get in. This matches similar reports from earlier in the week where other neighbors in Newark say the driver of a red pickup truck tried to convince a 5-year-old boy and 2 girls to get in. But no one can provide a good description of this man, making it hard for police to track him down.
The mother of a 4-year-old boy beaten to death says she is not guilty of murder by reason of insanity. Nikki Reeves is charged with murder. Police say she allowed her husband to beat her 4-year-old son Lawrence inside their home by taking her other children into a bedroom, turning up the radio so they wouldn't hear the beating. Reeves will undergo a psychiatric evaluation. Her husband, John Reeves, is also charged with the boy's death.
Well, for the second time in a week, somebody tried to steal a Columbus Medical emergency vehicle while medics were working at a scene. As 10 TV's Tina Ramos tells us, this time the medics didn't let it happen.
It was a medic run that almost got away, but Columbus police now have this man in custody after they say he tried to steal this emergency vehicle today. Does it sound familiar? Earlier this week, police arrested 26-year-old James Sutherland after he took off with Medic 32, and it was all caught on camera as Whitehall police followed him on Tuesday and arrested Sutherland shortly after. This day, it was Medic 20. They came on a run after one person reported this man slumped over the vehicle of this SUV on Allegheny Avenue in East Columbus. When medics arrived, they learned that the driver was just sleeping, but there was a second person in the SUV medics treated. While medics cared for that person, the driver went to the restroom. When he came back,
apparently when he got finished, he came back and got into the front driver's seat of the medic. Asked my 2 medics about whether or not they thought he was trying to steal the vehicle, and they said yes.
These medics immediately pulled the man from the driver's seat and held him until police arrived. But 2 attempts to steal medical vehicles in 1 week?
I think it's just coincidence.
Columbus fire officials don't like what they're seeing.
It's a lesson for our guys to be a little bit more aware of what's going on.
This time around, medics were aware, and they hope that there won't be a next time. But that's what they said earlier in the week. In Columbus, Tino Ramos, 10 TV News.
And Columbus police will charge this latest suspect with attempted grand theft. Andrea?
Excuse me. A health source alert tonight as I choke. Athens City County Health is investigating a local restaurant after 22 people are sick with suspected salmonella. The health department says 7 cases are confirmed and lab tests on 6 others are pending. Now, we're not saying the name of the restaurant because the Athens City County Health Department says so far the restaurant poses no threat to the public health. Customers say they're still eating there despite that investigation.
The Food and Drug Administration says a farm in Yuma, Arizona may be the source of an E. coli outbreak in Columbus and in 2 other states. The farm produces romaine lettuce for Freshway Foods of Sydney, Ohio. Freshway recalled the lettuce distributed to grocery stores in 23 states yesterday. Giant Eagle and Kroger told 10 TV they removed the romaine and bagged salad kits that are affected by the recall. Heads of romaine lettuce are not affected. Now, for a full list of the products recalled, go to 10tv.com, click on Health.
The Columbus Fire Department about to begin training new recruits to make up for a big shortage in firefighters. The city's fire chief tells us his department will hire 50 new firefighters next month. This will be the first fire recruit class in 2 years. City budget shortages left the CFD with its lowest number of firefighters in 10 years. The income tax increase passed last November helped pay for the new members to help better respond to emergencies in the area.
Well, Crime Tracker 10 uncovered a growing problem that could affect your mail delivery. Coming up, the growing number of attacks on mail carriers. Chris.
Outside, it's a warm one. Our temperature right now, 83. We've got cumulonimbus clouds building. The radar shows the main line is still about 107 miles away, but look here, storms are starting to fire closer than that. We'll track it all for you coming up.
And if this siren sounds, do you know where to go? Just ahead, I'll show you the safest places inside your home during a storm.
10 TV closed captioning is brought to you by Buckeye Heating and Cooling. Last year, Crime Tracker 10 Sex Offender Suite took 9 of the top 10 fugitives off the street. Now, we're doing it again.
You find another one?
Monday, 10 TV goes on the hunt with U.S. Marshals to find Central Ohio's most wanted sex offenders.
We'll show you who they are. Then it's your turn. Call us and tell us where they live.
The story giving you the chance to protect your neighborhood by taking action. Crime Tracker 10 Sex Offender Suite. Monday, starting at 5 on 10 TV News HD.
Consider the spring. That's right, the box spring. At the Original Mattress Factory, we believe that the box spring is essential to the overall quality of a mattress set. Our box springs have heavy-duty Amish-built wood frames and flexible steel modules, providing the comfort, support, and durability you need. Just another way that the Original Mattress Factory offers genuine value from the inside out.
Great thing about having AT&T U-verse is you can record a show here, pause it, play it back in any room in the house. Like here in the kitchen, or here in the bedroom, or even here. Wow, these guys really love TV.
See why every day thousands of customers choose AT&T U-verse. Call, visit, or click today. Buy a qualifying U-verse bundle starting at $99 a month, plus get $100 back via promotion card.
If you love your Kroger Fuel Rewards, here's some big news. Right now, we're going to double your fuel reward for shopping at Kroger. Shop now, use your Plus card, and you'll get your fuel discount on 8 fill-ups next month. That's enough to spread the savings to every car in your family. Hey, that's better than a free tank of gas. And you can save up to 50 cents a gallon. Redeem your reward at all Kroger or Turkey Hill fuel centers in the area. Double your fuel reward with the only fuel program big enough for the whole family.
It starts at 11 a.m. Friday. It ends at 9 p.m. Saturday. It's Ashley Furniture Home Store's two-day sale. Take 20% off our everyday low prices or pay no interest for 4 years. Friday and Saturday only at Ashley Furniture Home Store.
It's the last of the quarterfinal matches.
This is D-Day.
Which of these mega minds will get a chance to move on and compete for $250 grand?
That's a jackpot.
It's the
Tournament of Champions on Jeopardy!
Tonight at 7 on 10 TV.
There's a growing problem in Central Ohio that could affect the delivery of your mail. Dog attacks against postal carriers are on the rise. There were 82 in 2009, and that is 15 more than the previous 2 years. As Crime Tracker 10's Angela Ann shows us, it's a daily battle that has the Postal Service taking action against owners of unruly pets.
Every day along his route, postal carrier Patrick Maple treads carefully. You can see and hear why as this dog almost jumps the fence.
You have good reason because you've been attacked how many times?
4 times in 4 years. Twice this year.
These pictures show some of Patrick's injuries from recent dog attacks. The scars have healed, but memories haven't.
This is my most recent one from a Rottweiler at 236 North Eureka. This one was from 2534 Ridge. This one over here was from 156 North Oakley.
Patrick describes each scar like a battle wound in an area that sees the worst action, like the west side of Columbus. And this map shows other areas with the highest dog attacks against mail carriers by zip code, like 43324, 43231. The list goes on. And within 30 minutes of his route, Patrick stops dead in his tracks when he sees this.
And they're looking right at you.
Yes. Especially the white one, he looks more aggressive. Whenever I see an incident like this, I shoot across the street.
And how many houses have not gotten their mail because of these two dogs?
Well, what I'm looking at now is at least 5 to 6 houses right now, maybe even more.
If the problem of a dog becomes too unsafe, the post office will take action. In fact, every year, thousands of letters go out to homeowners telling them their mail service has been cut off.
The post office says some dog owners simply don't care, even taunting carriers with their aggressive dogs, which is why Patrick carries several cans of dog mace to help protect him and the public.
We have a lot of kids out here play and walk by.
In West Columbus, Angela Ann, Crime Tracker 10.
By the way, pet owners could also face a misdemeanor fine for having a loose dog and be liable for any medical costs related to your dog attacking somebody else.
You got a feel for those postal carriers going to those door-to-door routes like that. You just never know what's inside the fence.
Exactly.
It's messed up. Chris Bradley in the Weather Center with an update on the forecast tonight.
Yeah, we're monitoring severe storms moving our way here tonight. We're under a tornado watch until 11 o'clock. And of all these counties, the ones we're most concerned about are those mainly to our north and west. We'll keep an eye especially on Hardin, Logan, Wyandotte, Marion, and Union counties here between now and about 11 o'clock. You can see on radar the storm starting to move in from Indiana and across the northwest corner of the state. We already have a couple severe cells. Here's a little closer look right now. In fact, we could zoom in where the severe weather is right now. It's way over here around Paulding County. Looks like we've got some activity up into Defiance County as well. Kind of interesting, at 5:30 we basically took a slice. We looked at one of these storms in the 3D. The height was about 35,000 feet. They are growing. The storm right now is about 40,000 feet coming out of Indiana. So that's one thing we're going to be using to monitor whether these storms are intensifying or weakening as they move our way. Now, when will we see them here in Columbus? Right now it looks like 9 to about 11 o'clock tonight is when we're going to start to see storms move in. The greatest risk of tornadoes will be between now and 9, and they'll be out ahead of the actual line of storms. The line will contain some pretty gusty winds and maybe some hail, which we could probably deal with. So really a heads up between now and about midnight.